Many people prefer to use a graphical utility for connecting to a remote Linux system. One of the most common graphical utilities for the Windows platform is the PuTTY utility. Secure CRT is another very popular utility. In all of these graphical utilities, there are certain settings that are set up in order to make the initial connection. Usually located in the settings as part of the session information, we can specify the host name that we're connecting to, and we can specify what port. Port 22 is the default port for SSH. I could also change the connection type to other types of connections here as well. SSH being the most common method in which we connect to a Linux system. Some remote systems, such as some Amazon EC2 instances, will ask that you change the port to a specific port. If you're not told otherwise, the default of 22 should be sufficient. I can also choose at the bottom here whether to close the window on exit, always, never, or only on a clean exit. Those are the minimums typically of what I would need to connect. When I open the session, I'll ask if I want to connect once or to accept the certificate each time and therefore trust this site in future connections as well. And I'll get a prompt. This particular prompt now is a login prompt, and I can give a username and the password, and I can connect to that remote system. The font is small here. In some graphical applications, you'll be able to change the font once you've connected. In this version that I have, I'll need to make those changes before I make the connection. So if I start PuTTY again, and I look at my session, one of the choices that I have under Window is Appearance, and specifically colors and also fonts. And I could choose to use a different font instead, making it a little bit easier to see once I've actually connected. If I go back to the session field, I can put in my host name, and when I open the prompt this time, it's much easier to read as I log into the system, where I then have my shell prompt on my remote Linux system and can type commands. When I'm finished, I can type the exit command in order to terminate the session.